Hey everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, yes, this is on episode 4 of Tokyo Ghoul. And if you're wondering, if you have not been up to date with my Facebook and Twitter, and you're wondering like, wait, episode 4? Where the hell was episode 3? You didn't post that. It's just, the last week, honestly, was just super tense and really hard and stressful for me. Because I was trying to catch up with everything, guys. I really was trying to catch up. But with all of that, and also having to deal with it being the very ending of the semester for school right now, and I have like a whole bunch of projects and papers I have to finish and exams I have to study for, I just did not have the time. And that's why I ended up just saying, you know, I'm just gonna take make completely fresh start for this week and just not do any of the reviews for last week. And that was pretty much just like, I didn't have time to do all of this. And next week, or like pretty soon, next week is my finals week, but after that it's going to be summer and I'm going to have a lot more time. So instead of kind of just putting out reviews late here and here and here, trying to constantly catch up, I decided to go ahead and just, you know, take a break and start fresh this week, especially since I've done a lot of my work for my projects and papers. I still have a lot to work on for them, but I've done a lot of it already that I do have time to go ahead and watch these episodes and review them without having to worry about catching up to everything as well. So that's why, of course, this episode review is, just episode 3 review was just completely skipped over, if you were wondering. But obviously you're here for my episode 4 review. How did I feel about this episode? There's several things we could talk about. We could talk about how the animation quality has been pretty bad lately. We could talk about how, from what I've seen in the forums, once again, that there is a lot of things, either it was paced fast, but what's weird is that people are still saying the pacing is fast, but for me, story wise, as an anime watcher only, I can't stress that enough, guys. If you guys still do not know, maybe you're new and this is the first review you're looking at, but I'm an anime watcher only, so I don't really know all the things that are going on in the source material. And here's one thing that I have to say is that I have watched many anime where I have not watched the source, read the source material before, and yes, at first you're kind of confused, and there's some things that are fastly paced and change, over time, that source material readers would know, while the anime watchers only will, they won't know at all. But I have to say that Tokyo Ghoul is one of those animes that is probably one of the hardest for an anime watcher only to completely really understand what is going on if you have not read the source material. Because for me, as of yet, I'm kind of still really confused on where the just the overall plot direction is going at the moment. I don't really know what's going on. This episode hardly even had Hayase, which is like the main character of the whole series, and obviously with what we've seen and in these past couple episodes, and pretty much already could assume that this is of course Kaneki in some type of way, you think there would be a lot more of the direction of the story would be going towards him, but it's going towards other things that I don't really know what is going on. Like this whole episode, half of it was this auction part with a lot of people and a lot of ghouls that we don't even know, and then showing off oh, here's this random person, this actor, this used to be actor, here's for auction, how about you guys bet and everything. And it's cool and everything to see that kind of stuff going on, because this kind of stuff does happen even in the real world, not with the whole thing of being ghouls and stuff, but these kind of messed up auctions of slavery and stuff is actually real. So it's cool to see it with a different view of these ghouls doing it instead, and their reasonings behind them betting for these people. That's cool. And then of course you see Toru being in there. That's another thing that at least certain things keep me interested, like for example the clown guys, that one dude who goes up to Toru and whispers in her ear, or whispers in his ear, sorry. Just really great job at making him look like a girl, honestly, even though it kind of already looked like a girl period before. But he whispers in his ear, your plan has failed, no one is coming for you. Wait a minute, obviously the plan didn't fail, people were coming, you saw that in this episode, but he knew something, some type of plan, so that might mean that there's a mole maybe inside of the CCG or something like that. I'm still not fully sure on what's going on there. And then the story kind of jumps into just a bunch of action, because Juzo literally just throws a bunch of knives at everyone, kills several ghouls. I thought Juzo did kill the one clown guy as well, but he ends up coming back later on, getting stabbed in the chest and just completely fine. And yeah, that I love that one part when the what's it called, the one the new guy, he's like he's like, the newer generation is better, you old guys are out, we're gonna do this, and slashes at one of the clown ghouls and then just completely just gets obliterated. I'm like, yeah. Yep, young cocky attitudes like that. You think you're better than everyone. You think you're better than the older generation. You think you could just completely run in there and just take out all of them. And then he just completely dies in the most saddest way possible, honestly. I was just like, yeah, nice job, dude. You definitely deserve that one. But a lot of the action in this episode is one of the things I didn't really care for, is that the action felt kind of just, it wasn't really as, you know, exciting as I thought it was going to be. We had some action here and there, but it really cut off all over the place. And even when it did have action, like for example, I think the biggest part of the action was that one senior investigator going against that one guy, and he ends up like having this whole dialogue about everyone and showing Arima as well, and then he takes out the guy. He's like, I can still do this, and then literally just gets grabbed and dead instantly by Takizawa, which I gotta say, I ended up checking out who Takizawa is. If you want to do that, go ahead and spoil it for yourself. Obviously, source material readers don't do that. But at first, I was like, that name sounds so familiar. And I'm not going to spoil it. But if I didn't look it up, I would not have known what was going on there, honestly. And that's another thing as an anime watcher only, that it makes it confusing in this episode. Like, clearly, several characters you may not even know, and you're like, what is going on? And it does suck in that sort of situation. We've already talked about the whole point of how the anime is a lot different from how the manga should be, and it takes a lot of things out and everything. But I've always still clearly enjoyed, you know, Tokyo Ghoul, and I still did enjoy this episode. It's just really confusing right now for me. But like I said before, in episode 1, I was completely confused on what was going on, and then episode 2 ended up clarifying and clearing up a lot of things. So hopefully we will get that in the next couple episodes as well, and hopefully the action does get a little better. Hopefully the animation gets a little better. And hopefully it continues on the trend of, like, I whenever I look in the forums, I still do see like some people saying that it was you know, pretty good in its adaptation. Sure, it took out some stuff, but they're not doing such a bad job. And then there's some people that are just saying it's super fast. So it's a good thing to see that at least it's not just like everyone just completely hating on it. You know, there are people that have read the source material that are saying that it's pretty good. And that's one of the things with Tokyo Ghoul, is that a majority of the people that you end up meeting and you end up reading on the forums and stuff, that read the source material, will always say that the anime is complete trash. But as an anime watcher only, you know, I don't really know completely everything, and I'm enjoying it still yet. So it always sucks to see those kinds of, like, man, is it really that bad, you know? And I probably will agree when I end up, you know, reading the manga, which I will be doing later on in the future. But as of this moment, I gotta say, out of all the episodes, this was my least favorite episode. I will say it just felt, even though some people are saying the pacing is fast as an anime watcher only, I felt that this episode kind of went a little slow. The first half was interesting, but not really relevant for a lot of things. Maybe it'll be relevant later on. Like I said, I don't really know what's going on clearly. And then the action scenes were kind of just, they weren't really that exciting. And the story was kind of going all over the place on what was the full plot, you know, the main thing that's going on here. We had this whole part with Toru being chased, and obviously you have Torse over there being completely obsessed over him. You have what's it called, Tsukiyama's one of his ghouls that is like fully committed to him, wanting to get Toru as well, and then just having them fight each other. And then you have these other people watching from a screen. I'm pretty sure that was Algorichi, and they decide to let out, you know, an owl, who there is pretty much talking about is Takizawa, which he comes at the very end, which was pretty cool. The very ending was like, holy shit, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next episode, because you have this crazy ass ghoul coming in, and it's probably going to get pretty crazy, and we're probably going to see Hayase being shown as well, and hopefully some Kaneki stuff as well. So the very ending got me pretty damn excited, but till the very ending, it was kind of slow in my opinion, and kind of just, I didn't really care for it as much as the other 3 episodes so far. But yeah, it's all I really gotta say, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Is there anything else you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy it, feel like if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And as always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Anime watchers only. How did you feel about this episode? Did you like it? Did you agree with me with anything? Do you not agree with anything? I always want to hear your guys' thoughts because, you know, I want to see the same, my point of view as was an anime watcher only, so it's interesting to see how other anime watcher only, you know, view the episode and the series as well. And then of course, as always, source material readers, manga readers, I want to know how you guys felt, obviously without all the spoilers. Like I said, if you want to put spoilers, do the thing that I always say and skip 4 lines, make it so that people have to click read more for the spoilers. And yeah, it's just always awesome to hear both sides of how, you know, people feel about a certain episode or series overall. So yeah, feel free to comment below, and that's all I gotta say, guys. Until next time, see ya.